Instagram. All right. Good morning again, everyone. So I wanted to just cue up our conversation this morning. We're talking about your next level of wealth and the fact that it is going to require more of you. And this conversation is especially for my high achieving women who are in their 50s and 60s. And you cannot avoid the constant chattering, that little inner voice that's saying, you're meant for more than this. Like, you're meant to be doing more, you're meant to have more, you're meant to be experiencing more, and it just won't go quiet. And it's going to require more of you. But the question, you're like, okay, what more of what? It's going to require more of me, but more in what way? We're going to talk about that this morning. Welcome to the Dear Wealthy Me podcast. My name is Tasha. I'm your host, and I guide women into their wealthy era. And when I say wealthy, I'm talking about that period in your life where success actually begins to feel good, where we're not hustling to earn money anymore. It's about multiplying and accumulating money. When we think about wealth, it's a state of being at this point in our lives, right? We look at our emotions, we look at our spirituality, we look at the relationships that we're experiencing, and our being just feels wealthy. That's the kind of wealth that I'm talking about. So if you're down for that, you're in the right place. Now let's talk about that awareness that you're being called to more. You know that it's going to require more, but you're just not sure what. I'm going to tell you how I experienced this. Literally, I turned 49 and overnight, this loud, always with me voice was always constantly talking about, you're meant for more. You're meant for more. You're meant to do more. Tasha, this isn't it. There's more. And so obviously problem, awareness. And so my brain, my human logical self says, okay, well, if I'm meant for more, great. I know what that means because I've had years of a brain saying when you are being called to your next level, the solution is to do more. So I boarded the ship to Moreland. I was like, yep, I'm taking this journey. I want more. Like many of us, if you're a high achiever, that's what we are constantly being, pulled to more and more and more. So I boarded the ship. I wanted to go to Moreland. And the name of the ship in my life was Do More. And so I started down that road and it did not work. In fact, not only did it not work, it probably, I would say, I started realizing I was going backwards. And interestingly, around the same time, this other two major changes started to happen that I became aware of. Number one, physiologically, my body was saying, I can't do more. I'm exhausted. I'm done hustling. And psychologically, my brain, my nervous system, my emotions, the thought of going back to the grind, hustling, doing the stuff, like just doing, my nervous system and my emotions, my brain physiologically, psychologically just shut down. It was rebelling. It was, no, I'm exhausted at just the thought of doing that. And I realized that I was, like many of us, we get to our 40s, 50s, and 60s, and we notice that youthful vibrancy, go is kind of like waning. And for me, I kept trying to get it back. Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be like the way I used to? Why don't I have the energy? And actually, this is very interesting because what I realized is that this is the cycle of life giving us a new lesson. We are in a different season where the way our physiological responses, like the changes that we're having physiologically, the psychological responses that we're having to the opposition of youthful doing is actually wisdom. We are in the season of life where, yes, you're being called to more, but it's not that youthful, I have the desire for more because I want to have. I want to, I want to look around at all these material things and say, yay, I have more. This call to more is actually very different, and specifically being called to more wealth. This is a season in our lives where it's about becoming more. It's about a new definition of wealth where more is a lot more than just money. So that was the first awareness I had as I was trying to solve this problem. I was like, this more feels different. I'm being called to more, but it feels different than when I was younger. And it was, I want to just have more, have more, have more. And in the season, this thing got revealed to me that I've been teaching about a lot. So get your pen and paper, get ready to write. I started becoming aware that there was a cycle that I had seen myself going through in my life. Every time I was being called to the next level, the same four things happened every time. And this isn't new to you. You've heard it before, but I want you to just listen to it from a different lens this morning. So first thing is I would become aware I have a desire. I have a desire for whatever, something I don't have right now, be it a bigger house, a different car, a better business, a new relationship, becoming more healthy. I became aware that I had this desire for more of something. And then the next thing that would happen is in my past, immediately I would go into doing. I would start overdoing, over efforting so that I could have the thing that I desire. And I was missing this crucial step that just our culture, just the way that we're raised, just the way we have been um, normalized into, you become aware of a desire, you go do as much as you can possibly do so you can have it. And so the formula that we know for manifesting is be, do, have, right? For me, what I realized when I'm being called to more, actually, I'm being called to become more. It's not at this stage of life about I have a desire and now I go do. I realize the wisdom of that formula and how you create wealth differently when you understand it. So if you're writing, this would be the wealth creation code. This is the cycle that causes your life to expand. You have a desire and then you become the woman who can hold that level of your new desire, who can receive it, who has the capacity to actually have the thing at the next level. So the first step is you have to become a different version of you. When you become that different version, you're going to do things differently. And when you do things differently, it's going to cause you to have the thing you desire. But once you have it, the formula repeats, right? You're going to have a new desire for something else. It's like I was thinking the other day, oh my gosh, I live in this, like this would be my dream house for me of 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And as I'm going on my walks every morning, what do you think I'm doing? Visualizing my mountain home that's bigger and has bigger windows and more mountain views. And I'm like, on to the next thing. That's just the way we're created. We can't help it. No more than the grass wants to grow in response to the sun. We're always going to be desiring more. The thing that's shifting is that now when you become aware of this desire, it's about working more on your beingness than your doing. And yes, you're going to still have to do, but do is going to be different now. What's required of you when I say more is going to be required? Number one, you have to become a different version of you. You have to work more on your being, and you're accustomed to working on doing. Your logical brain says, I want more. I do. This season, this expanded version, this new wealth, it's all about I desire more. I have to work on being. And when I work on being, the doing becomes easy. It becomes more aligned. That is why in our 50s and 60s, our bodies it's just a no. It's like, no. It's helping us to not resort to doing. It's helping us to wake up to the fact that this next level that you're awake to, this next level of desire, this next level of a desire for a different kind of wealth, your body, your physiological and your psychological changes are wisdom. It's a wealth code. It's helping you to go, you can't do it the way you've always done it. You have to do it different now. And doing it different requires becoming more, becoming the woman who has the capacity for that new wealth. So using my example with the house, I went from I before I met my husband, I went from living in what was then my dream house. I could never imagine building a new home of my own, 4 or 5 bedrooms, all the perks, living on a preserve, all of it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've arrived. This is it. And then I meet my husband and we get married and we decide we're going to have a together home. And our together home is like beyond what that version of my dream home 10 years ago was. And so now I'm here. And now I have this new desire for this house and a mountain house and a beach house and a house in Europe. And like now the desire's expanding. It's getting more. I want passive income. I want real estate properties, right? That earn and contribute to my income. And so my logical brain is going, okay, in order to have that, you got to get back to grinding. And my body and my mind, my nervous system is going, actually, we're not doing that. It's a hard no. And so I'm like, well, why would I have the desire then for all these things if that's not the way I'm going to get them? The reason is it's not the way anymore. It is not the way. So I want to tell you, that when more is required of you now, you have to kind of wise up and recognize that more is about becoming more, number one. But I want to give you a word of caution just because I've seen this. I mentor a lot of women, and here is what the trap that we fall in. And this is the trap that will cause you to stay stuck, cause you to delay receiving your more, or cause you to go backwards. You have the desire for more. I think you're listening to this conversation because you do. You want all the things. You want more. You want a bigger life. You want more expansion. That's the cycle of life. We're meant to keep expanding. If your life looks the same today as it did 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that's not normal. We are meant to keep expanding and expanding and expanding. That's the cycle of life, right? So you have the awareness for a new desire. Here is what I see happen sometimes. I mentor women. They will come to me, they'll tell me their desire. I will literally go, here is a bulletproof plan. Here is a strategy. Trust me, I've walked this road before. One of my genius things is you can tell me about your business and I'll tell you the 5 steps to get to the result, right? So I'll give them a solid strategy. Here, go. Now they're excited at this moment because they have the desire and I now gave them the thing to go do, which satiates that logical part of the brain because they believed, oh, the thing I did, why I don't have it is because I don't know what to do. So now I give them, here is the thing, go do it. Guess what happens? Every time they go, they start doing. And because they haven't done the becoming, the woman who has the capacity to receive that thing that they desire, they self-sabotage, they procrastinate, life gets hard, and they resort right back to the last level of who they were being, and they stay stuck. So the caution here, do not fall for the belief that to get to your next level, you need strategy. You need a plan. You just need to know what to do. That's the missing piece. I'm telling you, it's not. The missing piece that you have to resolve is you must work on becoming the woman who can have it, who can receive it. Your youthful, Energizer bunny self that could do, and you would get it anyway and then be burnt out and exhausted. It's just not going to work anymore because that was never the way it was meant to be. This season is calling for us to work more on who we are being. So I think you get that. Let me know in the comments. For some reason, I'm not seeing a lot of comments here on my screen, but let me know, especially if you're on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, let me know in the comments, like, Tasha, I get it. This season, can you all type it? This season is about becoming. Now, I'm not going to leave you hanging because when I heard that, I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? How do I become? I don't know. I only know how to do. So I'm going to break it down for you into the 4 things you need to work on right now. If you have this sense that you're being called to more wealth, and you know you need to become a different version of you, here is what that means. Number 1, you must work on your nervous system becoming safe with a few things. Your nervous system, you have to work on becoming the woman who feels safe with the unknown. Because guess what? This next level, you've never been there before. Your nervous system is going to go, what? No, that's scary. That's a monster. Don't want to go there. So, number one, you have to get your nervous system to feel safe with the unknown. You have to get your nervous system to feel safe with the bigger life that you want. I tell the story all the time. Yes, this is my dream house, but this mortgage is 4 or 5 times my last mortgage and 6 times my first mortgage, right? So my nervous system at first was like, whoa. Well, but I want this bigger life. So I have to have my nervous system become safe with this bigger life that I desire. I have to normalize feeling safe with bigger, with more, with uncertainty, with the unknown. That's what becoming looks like. I promise you, the big wealthy people that you admire, they don't get hung up on millions and billions of dollars in debt. They love that. Their nervous system normalizes that, right? So those are the things that I mean. The second thing is your beliefs and your thoughts specifically about you. How do you become that next level? You have to work on who do you truly believe that you are? What are the thoughts that you have about yourself? Not right now, but at the next level. Do you truly work on believing, I got this, I can do it? I got this. If I wouldn't have this desire, if I don't have the things within myself to become the woman who can have it, you have to work on how you think about yourself, what you believe about you at the next level. Not right now, who you're being, but at the next level. This was a big one for me. I saw that I was in my comfort zone and I kept saying, I want to go to the next level, go to the next level, go to the next level. And then I realized, wait a second, but I'm not believing I can hang at that next level. So one of the things that I did, I was sitting in meditation about this recently, and immediately I asked the question, well, what do I need to believe and think about me at that next level? And you know what? I realized I had been invited to an event where women who are in this organization are making probably 5, 6 times my annual income. And immediately I realized, I was like, oh, I don't know if I could be in that room. What would I say? How do I network? And I immediately realized how I shrank. And so that was weeks ago. And then I was sitting recently, well, what do I need to believe and think about myself? This exact thing I'm telling you. And that event came right back into my mind. I went right away and registered because I was like, oh, I see it now. I need to put myself in the space where I believe I can hang with those women. I believe I belong. I think of myself in that way. Being really practical and honest and open with you here so you can get this, because this is important. The next thing is your spirituality has got to become stronger. You have to have more faith, more trust, more belief, more confidence, more certainty. You really have to work on, how do I become more trusting? How do I become the woman who releases control and just goes for it, right? So a stronger spirituality. And last but not least, you have to embody the woman who is at your next level. You have to begin to, how can I say this? Like actually model her behavior. So one of the things that I realize is the woman at my next level, she is supported. She is not trying to do it all herself. She becomes supported. So one of my biggest investment in my business and in myself this year was to invest in support. I began to model the woman who operates at my next level. That woman goes from doing it all to being supported in having the doing done. Let's see. Hopefully you all are here. All right. So last thing I want to share with you is, if you know you have been hearing that call and you are ready to awaken that woman that is calling you, the version of you that's already living all of the next level things, she is the one poking you with the desire. She's like, come on, let's go do this. I want to invite you. I'm going to take my book. Where's my book? I'm going to take my book and I'm going to take this conversation on the road. I am dedicating the month of April to doing a tour called the Awaken the Wealthy Woman Within tour. The cities I'll be visiting: New York, the DMV. I'm going out to California, Texas, Atlanta, Jamaica. Somebody convinced me to go to Omaha, Nebraska. We'll see. But if you want to come sit in a wealthy conversation and let's talk about this next level, then I want you to type the word tour. This is literally all I got, is just let me know you want to come to one of these cities. You can fly in. If you live there, great. If you want to come to all of them, come. You should definitely come to the one in Jamaica, right? But go ahead, type the word tour in the comments. Type the word tour. Let me put this up here for y'all. Type the word tour in the comments. You'll get a message in your DM if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram. If you're on YouTube, you're going to get a link. Click the link and make sure you get yourself registered. So as we finalize the times and the dates and the locations, you'll be notified. All right. So type the word tour. Everybody in the comments, let me see. Go ahead, type the word tour. Get yourself on the list so you can be notified, get the reminders, get all the fun. It's like the ladies in New York, they have decided Tasha takes New York. Like, let's go, let's bring it. I cannot wait to be with you all in these cities and let us take this conversation to the next level. It's time to awaken the wealthy woman within. Yeah, I love you all. Make this the week you really sit with these ideas that I presented this morning about. Really ask yourself, yes, I'm aware I'm being called to do more, have more, and experience more, but am I trying to skip becoming the woman who can receive it and hold it all? That part we have to do, right? Well, I love you all. Have a great Monday. Bye.